Hi, this is Roca Cruz, and welcome back to Be.Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. Before we continue, let me quickly bring you up to speed. In episode 1, I told you about Clara. She's 50 years old, she went to the doctor, 3-minute consult, high cholesterol, a prescription, no questions, no conversation. She followed the doctor, but she felt feeling uneasy and dismissed. In episode 2, we stayed with that feeling. Why Clara didn't speak up, why many of us don't. And it's about conditioning. We grew up taught not to speak up. The idea that being good usually means staying quiet. Clara started looking things up, not to argue, but because something didn't feel right. And that brings us today. This episode is about what happens when Clara takes the next step. She learns how to ask. Before I continue, I want to widen the lens for a moment. Clara's story is very common. It just happens to be a doctor's appointment. But this shows up everywhere, at work, in friendships, in family conversations, in decisions that affect our lives. Anytime you feel unheard, rushed, or left out of the decision that affects you, that's usually a signal, an invitation to self advocacy, especially when it's about something that affects you personally. Clara is just one example. Clara already started looking things up, but this time she wasn't searching for reassurance. She was preparing. She sat down and slowed herself. She looked at her lab results again. She read full articles, not headlines, not reels. She checked more than one source. Then she avoided shortcuts. She ignored influencers promising quick fixes. And she wasn't trying to prove the doctor wrong. She was trying to understand her own body. As Clara learned more, her questions became clearer. Not emotional questions, but practical ones. It's like her questions are like, what does this cholesterol numbers really mean? What are the risks and benefits for someone like me? 50 years old, high cholesterol, what does it mean? Are there lifestyle changes that could help lower my cholesterol? That's what Clara was asking herself. So she wrote down those questions and then she read, she researched. So self advocacy starts with preparing. A lot of people think asking questions make them look stupid, but the truth is the opposite. Not asking keeps you uninformed. Asking means you're engaged. And this doesn't apply to health, okay? The same thing happens at work, in relationships, in everyday decisions. Questions don't weaken your position, it clarifies it. When Clara went back for her follow up, she brought her questions to the doctor. She didn't argue or raise her voice, or she didn't demand. She simply said, Doc, I want to understand this better. Based on my research, she came prepared, talking to the doctor. And then the conversation with the doctor slowed down, and then the doctor explained, then options appeared, and for the first time, Clara felt included. The doctor was actually amazed that she did her research. This is what self-advocacy looks like in real life. Being part of the decision making, being part in the decision, you're well informed, and you're not choosing autopilot. You're choosing effort. And yes, it takes work. So listening to yourself is the first step. Feeling the uneasy and asking yourself what's wrong. And then researching is the second. Forming questions is the third. Whether it's your health again, or work, friendship, or future, self advocacy asks you to show up. Here's what Clara learned. Curiosity felt uncomfortable, but it gave her clarity. She didn't need to know everything, she just needed to ask. And asking researched questions. She took time to learn. And let's try something this week. You listeners, the next time you feel unsure, don't rush past it. Don't dismiss yourself. Pause. Ask yourself, what do I need to understand better? Take the time to look it up. Read carefully. Compare sources and write down your questions. In the next episode, we'll talk about what starts to change in Clara's life when she practices this consistently, and how asking questions slowly builds confidence, not anxiety. So if this episode resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to Be.Live. Thank you for being here. And remember, curiosity is not disrespectful. It's the doorway to self-advocacy.